Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Mad Money Shot bringing you another MUT tip video. Today I'm going to be going over how to get turnovers on defense. A lot of the solos that you do, or the challenges, I'm not entirely sure what they call them these days, but solo battles, challenges, whatever. You can use the techniques that I'm going to show you today to get turnovers. As many turnovers as you want, as many turnovers as you need. I'm going to show you some really good defenses that are going to force turnovers. I'm also going to show you a glitch that essentially forces turnovers. I thought they fixed this glitch, but apparently they did, because I haven't really used it since last year, and a subscriber of mine reminded me of it, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I used to do that all year last year. You don't really get like a ton of solo score for doing the glitch. Like, I feel like that's something that EA might have patched. They might have took away the reward that you get for doing this glitch by glitching the computer necessarily, but it's still a really good method. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go into challenges. I'm gonna pick a defensive challenge so I can show you guys all these tricks. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I like doing them. They're easy. They don't necessarily get the most views, but if you guys want to see more videos like this, hit the like button or let me know in the comments section. Other than that, if you have any tips for videos that you want me to work on, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments section, and that could easily become a video. So like I said, I mean, I'm just going to go 5-star. That's already, you can see I already finished this 5-star. Before I start the video though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So I'm going to show you guys first how to get fumbles. This particular challenge is more about interceptions. I feel like when the individual challenge is about you know, getting interception or a fumble, I almost feel like the game almost like gives you like the benefit of the doubt a little bit more towards that specific category. So if it comes like an interception, I feel like the computer is going to throw more errant passes to try to help you get that interception. I really feel like the game works that way. If it's a fumble related issue that you get a start for, you know, creating a fumble or creating a turnover that way, I feel like they almost make it more frequent that fumbles happen. I just think that's how the game is. I don't think they necessarily, I think that's just how the sliders are right now. So like I said, even though this is about intercepting a pass, I still feel like I'm going to be able to get plenty of fumbles with the method that I show you. So like I said, in the past, I showed this defense in a previous video, which I said how to get 5 stars on any challenge, but I don't feel like I went into it enough. So I'm going to go back into it again. We're using the pinch buck 0. I'm going to pick that. I'm going to call timeout real quick. I mean, obviously, every little setting helps when it comes to the coaching adjustments. So, you know, I don't necessarily do this, but I'm just saying it couldn't hurt that if you change your, you know, play ball in the air to play ball, if you change cornerback matchups to, you know, speed would probably help. Defense, I'm sorry, not my bad, not that one. Strip ball, you put the aggressive, and then you want to put tackling to aggressive. All these things are minor, but they all can help. So I would recommend doing that. You could also see penalties come your way, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you're just trying to get that star. So I'm going to pick pinch buck O. I want to make sure I have hit power guys and speed guys on the outside. Once again, it didn't even let me do that, so I'm going to have to let it run and play. But this is a good opportunity for me to show how I would probably try to get, you know, maybe an interception, even though he didn't do that. So like I said, you might get penalties, but who cares? You know, that's not obviously going to hurt me in the long run, giving up penalties. I get face mask because of all the aggressive settings, but that's not really that important. So in a scenario where I'm doing this against like solo battles, I might not want to do that. But in this scenario against a regular game, I have no problem doing that. So they can have their yards. So like I said, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to make sure that we manually substitute speed and hit power as much as we have to these outside guys, because they're going to be making the play. So Devin White, he probably makes the most sense because he definitely has speed. So we're picking pinch buck O. I'm going to go ahead and base line, and then I'm going to press. I'm going to blitz all, and then I'm going to QB contain. And then typically I would, you know, like I said, I have no way of telling if they're going to be, you can see right there, I got a fumble. That's not typically how I want to get my fumbles though. I got one, but that's not typically how I expect to get it. So that was kind of a generous fumble based off of the settings, the aggressive settings once again. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the ball back, and I'm going to try to show him some passing settings. Like I said, I came up with this idea because I was watching a video from Xerxes, and I'm sure the majority of people watching this video probably know who that is. He was doing a breakdown of how to beat you know, the new solos for the Mutt Heroes, and he was having trouble getting a fumble or an interception. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was the only thing that he had a hard time doing on camera. He never actually did on camera. So he asked people in the comments, he was like, if you know how to get that. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I get a ton of fumbles. You can see I just got one on what, the second play? The first play, really, the first play was a penalty. So like I said, I definitely think this is the best way to get fumbles. I'm going to wait for a pass play. The easiest way to get fumbles is if the opponent is in a shotgun play. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, because like right now he's under center a lot, so I can tell he's probably going to be handing off. But if he's under shotgun, I'm just going to bring Taylor in here, try to blitz off the edge. Like I said, we're getting a lot of run plays. I want to get passing plays so I can blitz off the edge as quick as possible and hit stick the QB. That's the plan. I just have to wait for them to be in shotgun. So here he's in shotgun. Like I said, I'm going to take the blitzing defensive line or linebacker off the side where there is no running back. Like I said, you can give up big plays like that, which is not necessarily ideal. So you have to be aware of, you know, where the open receiver is, or where the receiver is that, you know, typically certain alignments you don't want to do that. You can say give up a big play, but like I said, I'm just going for that fumble. I'm just trying to show you guys how to do that. So typically that scenario, sometimes I'll have to take this outside linebacker and use a drop back in coverage. Sometimes I have to, as you can see right here, I'm giving up plenty of yards, which is not the plan. Typically, I mean, I'm rushing this a little bit, but typically I would get a bunch of touchdowns. It would force the Ravens to throw the ball more, making them more predictable. They'd be in a lot more shotgun looks, and then I would be able to put my plan into action a little bit better than I am right now. But I'm just trying to record a video showing these things, so it's not necessarily ideal circumstances. But believe me, I get a ton of fumbles. Like I said, you already saw one. If you saw the last video that I did, you also saw a bunch from that video as well. I probably got 3 fumbles on 3 straight possessions in my last video. I'll try to put a link in the description for that video as well. But like I said, this is really, I'm just trying to get them in a predictable passing situation so I can do the method that I'm trying to show. And then, like I said, I'll also show you guys some interception tips. I was hoping to get this done a little bit quicker by now so that I can move on to the intercepting tips. Now, this is going to be interesting because they're on the 1 yard line. I'll probably end up getting a safety using this defense, which typically would be fine, but I don't really want to do that right now. So, whatever. So, like I said, I mean, all I really want to do typically is take this guy. He's off the edge here. Like I said, there's no tight ends. I want to blitz him around the corner. And like I said, I can get an easy safety, which typically, like I said, that's the exact same technique I would use. I would just try to hit stick the quarterback, and typically the quarterbacks are more prone to fumble. So I might not be able to get that on recording and for this video, but like I said, in the last video, I got a ton of fumbles doing that exact same trick. Although the last video, the computer was getting most of the fumbles, which I typically get most of the fumbles head sticking the quarterback myself. So like I said, we're going to do it one more time. Hopefully I can get a shotgun look. That's the easiest formation to do it from. Here's a very good scenario because everybody's manned up properly. I'm going to go ahead and try to sprint off this edge and hit stick this guy. Like I said, you're going to get flags. I typically don't do it with the aggressive settings. I really don't. I suggested that. I got my first fumble off of that most likely, but I typically don't use the aggressive settings. I just don't. I just don't find that's necessary with the method that I'm using, but I'm also not going to take it off because I don't find it's necessary. So here we go once again. Like I said, I have the opportunity with, you know, I'm going to take the guy on the other side of the running back because typically that's going to be the shortest path to the QB. You can see I'm getting sacks without a problem. This is an easy way to shut down the opponent's offense in these scenarios as well, which is obviously important. This is probably going to be a run play, though, I can tell. So here now we actually got like a quick pass. But you can see how aggressive this is. Like I said, I'm never going to allow 150 yards doing this. Even with that big pass play that I gave up, I'm still going to, you know, have a scenario where, here we go. Hopefully I get that sack fumble. I didn't get it, whatever. But like I said, I'm pushing him back anyway. So I give up a big play, but I'm easily pushing him back, which is kind of part of the plan. So I didn't get the fumble this way. Like I said, I typically do. It's also very dependent on the solo challenges. If it was a fumble solo challenge, I probably would be getting more because, like I said, I just feel like it's more prone to that. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to move on to some of the ways to get interceptions. So here's a scenario where I'm not actually going to, you know, obviously get a safety. So hopefully this will be a little bit easier. But what I really want to do is I want to, once again, get them in an obvious passing situation. I'm going to try to bait the QB by still sending a lot of pressure so they have to make a quick decision. I'm going to user cover 86 here. Hopefully I can give the 86 enough space that the computer will think he's open, and then I can throw it. A lot of times you get sacks, like I said right there. I mean, that's obviously you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna get a lot of sack fumbles from the quarterback using this defense. But you know, that's obviously not the plan anymore. It's funny how when I want a sack fumble, I don't get a sack fumble, and then when I do want a sack interception, I'm getting sack fumbles. But like I said, you can try to bait the quarterback that way, but I'm just going to go ahead and move on and show you the glitch, because obviously that's the easiest way to do it. So to do the glitch, all you have to do is pick safe man right, and then when you come to the line, you just flip over to punt safe man, and this will typically trick the computer into throwing interceptions. It doesn't work 100% of the time, which is exactly what Xerxes' issue was in the video that he was making. He was saying that he wasn't getting it to work. So here we go. Now we can switch over to the safe man. Like I said, I don't know. For some reason, it's letting me do it sometimes it's not, which is kind of strange. But typically this works best with the outside receiver. If the receivers outside are running like streaks, that's typically when I see the interception animation happen the most, especially in solo battles. But it's not necessarily working right now. So like I said, yeah, here we go. So obviously it's the top one I got to pick. Maybe that was a mistake that I was making when it comes to switching over. But you just typically, like I said, if they run a streak, that's when you're typically going to get it. It's like right here. That was my opportunity. I didn't get it, but you can see how the quarterback thinks that he's open and puts the ball up into play. So at that point, I just got to make the interception. So back on defense, like I said, had to punt away. This video isn't going as smoothly as I would hope. Like I said, it's the base block right. That's the one that's let me audible over. But I mean, like I said, I already 5-starred this, and this is the exact technique that I used. So you just have to believe me that this is how it works. So here we go. We get that outside throw. Like I said, that's the one that you need. When they throw that streak up, that's when you're going to get your interceptions the most. And then, like I said, I basically accomplished my goal. So I'm going to end the video there. Like I said, it took me a lot longer than I expected. Don't want it to be too long. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, MUT tip videos, I'm trying to do at least one a week because, you know, people like as many perspective as possible. I know my channel is not necessarily a MUT channel, but if you want to see more MUT tip videos, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'll continue to do them. Other than that, thanks for watching. MADDENMONEYSHOT out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.